Hello Sarah. I have a story to tell you.
That's great. I love your stories.
It was 1903. Sackton, Virginia. I was a little boy. 7 years old. My pappy was a shucker. The best shucker in all of Lower Sackton. He could shuck the hair from a donkey's tail and still have room for supper. Anyway, there was this big bare-knuckle prize fight taking place in town one night. Handsome Carl versus Sody Pop Floyd. The entry was a nickel and a halfpenny. Or 6 onion. But I was only 7 years old. I didn't have that kind of coin. And, to make matters worse, I was supposed to be working that afternoon. Moving pianos. Big ones. But I just had to see Handsome Carl in action. So, I lied. And told my mommy that I'd be working overtime that night. Instead I made my way to Farmer McGillicuddy's onion patch and stole 6 of the juiciest onions you ever seen.
I love onions.
So do I. So, I made my way to the fight and got in lickety-split. Bought myself a penny whistle and a moon pie at the concession tent and took my seat in the bleachers. The place was jam-packed, with spectators from all over the globe. I sat next to a Mexican, a gypsy fortune teller and a burrito. So, I sat and waited for the fight to begin. The pre-fight show included Amazing Gary, the plate-spinning bear, and the vocal stylings of Corky Buchek.
Yay. Corky Buchek. Bing bang bing bang bong.
Right. Anyway, after the pre-fight show was over, the announcer came on the mic and informed us that Sody Pop Floyd had come down with a severe case of butcher's bum.
Yikes. I've had it.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah. It's a terrible affliction. Anyway, the announcer asked if there was anyone with the guts to take on Handsome Carl. Who, by the way, was the barley-weight champion of Lower Sackton. A real bruiser. He could punch through black-strap molasses like it was butter. So, naturally, nobody was willing to face him. The crowd was getting angry, people were getting riotous. Maybe it was the moon pie. Or maybe it was the delicious onion. But, at that moment, I felt like I could beat Handsome Carl. So I made my way to the ring.
OMG, you were only 7.
I know. But I was strong for my age. And good with my hands. I started working as an army tailor when I was 4 months old. They used to call me Soft Hands Paulie. Which is strange because my name is Larry. Anywho. I stepped into the ring and the crowd went wild. I told the announcer of my intention to fight Handsome Carl. He just laughed at me and told me to get lost. So I punched him in the groin. It was then that someone rang the fight bell. The match was on. So I made my way to the center of the ring to face my opponent. I told Handsome Carl that his days as barley-weight champion were numbered. And that I was going to take him to the cleaners. Thinking that this was some big joke, Handsome Carl started laughing hysterically. That was when I stomped on his pinky toe and punched him on the nose. Pow! Right in the sniffer. He reeled and cursed terrible obscenities in my direction. Then he charged straight at me. He wound up and tried to land a haymaker. But, being 6, my senses were keener than a Peruvian llama wrangler. I dodged the blow and ducked between his legs. Turned and gave him a swift kick to the backside.
Good for you.
Thanks. It turns out that my kick ruptured a giant hemorrhoid on Handsome Carl's ass. He screamed like a schoolgirl and fell on all fours. I seized the opportunity and hit him with a flaming uppercut. Just like Ken, from Street Fighter II, Champion Edition. The flames seared his face and knocked him out cold. From that day forward he was known as Hot Carl. On account of the flames that seared his face. So anyway, I had won the day. The crowd rushed the ring and carried me aloft singing and cavorting around the exhibition grounds. We partied like it was 1909. They slaughtered a spring pig in my honor. And we sang and drank the night away. I woke up with a terrible headache from all the Bulgarian grog I drank. I couldn't remember much of what happened after the fight. But apparently, they had declared and appointed me mayor of Lower Sackton. During a mysterious, naked for a ceremony in the middle of our revelry. It was a tremendous honor, especially for a boy of my age, as the mayor before me was a mature 14-year-old.
What an incredible story.
I know. And it's all true. So, how about a BJ?